What's up, guys? Alright, usually takes a few minutes for everybody to get the notifications get on here, so while I finish chewing this granola bar, I'll let some people join up in here and we'll get started. I was going to do a video today. I recorded a video today, but I figured if I was going to go live, I would end up pretty much posting the video at the same time that we went live. It kind of would intersect, so I'll just post that video for you guys tomorrow. Let's see who gets up in here. Let me hit a few things here so I can see the screen properly. It is hectic up in here, boys. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Let me get this little fan going. Our little Flowmaster fan. What's up? What's up? John Taylor says, hello, John. What's up, John? What's up? So, we'll let a few people join in, and then we'll get started. So, yeah, I'm going crazy right now with just getting everything sorted out and getting everything ready and trying to keep up with the videos as well. Another John, what's up? Not too much, just hanging out on Friday, trying not to choke on this granola bar that I just wolfed down. That's about it. That's about it. And then, yeah, if you guys are just joining in, I got some videos in queue for you guys for tomorrow. Again, I was going to post it, but figured I would go live with you guys, chat it up. I'm also working on some other stuff, too. I was talking to Kevin Van Voris as well. I swear I'm going to mess up the name every time I say it. But we were talking about, like, doing some lives together, so I'm going to try and set that up hopefully this weekend. Maybe I'll mess with it tomorrow. I want to see if I can set that up so that we can actually have like a shared screen, like a little conversation. So I'm going to try to set that up on my computer so that I can actually like make a Zoom call to somebody and then see if we can get them on here. I wonder if I can, I probably won't experiment with it live. I have everything loaded up here. I just got to see if it'll work. I guess we could. Depends what we get going on here. Let me text John so I can see if he's got Zoom. Let me see where that guy is. I don't know if it'll work. I haven't tested it, but I have it all loaded up. So that's what I want to do. I want to start doing some different YouTubers and stuff. We'll do like a Zoom call, so I'll put them up on the screen, and then that way we can do some cool stuff, get some different Mopar channels on here and vice versa. I'll have some people on here if we can figure out how to set this thing up, because none of us have really messed with it. I know Kevin hasn't really set it up either, so we're going to try and figure out how to do the setup so that we can do that. You know, Demonology, Red Eye Racing would be down. There's a bunch of Mopar guys that would be down to do the live stream, so we're going to try and get that done. Okay, I have to sign something real quick, so while you guys join in here, let me just sign something. Let's see. It has been non-stop, you guys. Non-stop with this house and all sorts of stuff. Let's see. Let me just sign my life away one more time. Let me just see. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, I think that's it. All right. All right, I'm back. Signing my life away with this whole move. Let's see what else. Matt's saying, crazy, I just sat down on my recliner and I popped up on phone. What's up, Matt? Will, hey, hello, John. Thumbs up. Thank you, sir. John says, just got my new headlights in. Any tips on how to adjust the gap on the driver's side for the Dakota? It depends. If it's the bottom gap, A lot of them had like shims and stuff. There's a lot of adjustment in the front bumpers. You probably have to bring the bumper up. I would take a look to see if it's like the gap between your fender and the bumper, if it's bigger on the one side too. But they don't have those older trucks, you know, being the Dakotas and the Durangos, they don't have the best fitment. So I wouldn't expect like, you know, newer stuff like the newer Ram stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't expect the headlight fitment to be as good as the newer stuff. But Diego says, "Hey, what's up, bro? Typical bro. What's up, bro? That's typical of you, bro, to ask me, bro." But hope everybody's doing good. Diego says, "No shave November." I know, right? Those guys are funny. Mike over there on Tuned Rams made that little mustache thing. I was dying laughing. I think it was hilarious. Matt says, "I was getting ready for my F-150, ready for cars and coffee in the morning." Nice, nice. That should be fun. Gene says, "Did you try the Hellcoda with the Draggy?" No, not yet, because Hellcoda's in Texas right now, and I'm in California. So once we get back over there and after this move, I've got like 2 weeks. So 2 weeks to move, and then we'll get back to some content. I don't know. We'll be doing all sorts of stuff. I don't really know what we're going to get into. I'm kind of just winging it. I'm going by the seat of my pants. It's going to be pretty fun, though. We're going to go around. I'm going to go out to Florida. I'll be in Florida. I'll be in Texas. Everywhere in between. We'll just be on the road, so it's going to be kind of cool. My sister's out in Florida, so I'll go down there and spend some time in Florida, hang out there, check out those areas. See if I find any areas I like. Also do the same in Texas, and at the same time keep house shopping and see what property pops up that looks ideal for what we're trying to do, and till then just rip around. I was talking to my buddy Steve too. He had a good idea. So we were talking about like as I rip around too. I guess I'll throw that out there on here. Is if anybody's doing like some crazy build or something, I could probably like as long as it's somewhere in the southeast, I could probably like come by and film somebody else's build and, you know, hang out and kind of like what I did with Steve's car, how we did a cam swap and stuff like that. So if somebody's got a serious build, and I'll probably pop in on some different YouTubers. I'm sure I'll go back up to Kevin and check out his gym and all his Hellcat stuff and hang out with him a little bit more because I kind of just passed through on the way. So we'll do that. We'll probably catch up with Red Eye Racing and try to just bounce around to some different areas. Maybe I'll hit up Demonology, see where he's at. But so yeah, we will be doing the draggy stuff, but not for a little bit. Matt says, "I'm not a big fan of Demonology." Interesting. Tell us why, Matt. Tell us why. We pull up the popcorn and find out why. Ricochet says, "Thumbs up." Thank you, sir. Indica says, "We didn't find any HO tuner files for the 5.2 we have. Do you think we can start with a 5.9 file and tweak it? Yeah, it's not that much different, to be honest. You should be fine." John says, gap between fender and bumper. Yeah, so I would try to tighten up that gap. You're gonna have to, like I said, the brackets that hold the Dakota and the Durango bumpers on, they have like adjustability, so you can slide them up and down. So I would adjust your bumper, and that should fix it. There's 2 or 3 bolts that go through the frame depending on what year it is, and you loosen them and you can slide everything up. D3 says, "Let me drive the Dakota." No. I'm that guy says, "Man, I love your Hellcoda. Have an 03 SXT. Getting ready for a swap." Nice. Indica says, "Did you look at New Mexico?" No, it's not really on my radar. Not a whole lot. You know, I don't mean to bash anybody who lives there, but there's just not a whole lot going on there with the car scene. It's kind of a deserted state. There's just not a lot of stuff going on there. So I'm trying to be in like, you know, Texas or Florida or somewhere in the south where there's always car events and stuff that we can attend. Kenny says, "Mopar baby." I agree. Morton, hello from Greenland. You were my big inspiration working on my first car, 5.9 Magnum Durango. I've been following closely ever since. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know what we'll get into. We've just been motoring along with all sorts of builds, so it's been fun though. So glad you're here, and we'll keep cranking out videos for sure. Ben says, "Hey yo, how's it going? I just got my first aftermarket muffler for my 18 Ram with the V6. I got the Flowmaster Super 44 and waiting for extension pipe to connect it to my stock razor." Nice. That sounds great though. Right now as it is. That's awesome. Right on. So Ben's got the mods on his Ram. Indica says we're looking at a mid-70s Duster to do a Hemi swap. That'd be pretty sweet too. What about Missouri? I don't know. Like I said, I pretty much narrowed it down to Texas or Florida. I considering Arizona, but Arizona I feel like is going the way of California. So unfortunately, as much as I like Arizona and I've got friends there, and there's a lot of fun activities. Like you guys saw, we stopped there, and like I have a bunch of friends that have boats and stuff, and like I don't know, I really like doing that whole boating thing. It's super fun, and I don't know, it's just even though it's hot as heck in Arizona, like I don't know, being able to go to the lake and stuff and cool off, like it's pretty fun. I like it, but at the same time, it's almost just as expensive as California. You know, they're raising taxes like crazy over there. That state still has state income tax, so it just, I don't know. I don't know that it's a whole lot different than, I mean, sure, it's a little bit better, but it still sounds like it's almost going the way of California. Indica says, there really isn't much of a race scene here in New Mexico. Yeah, I kind of figured. I mean, there's just, you got like Albuquerque, and there's like nothing on either side of it, I swear. But, yeah, so, like I said, I got like a 2-week timeline. And then we'll have everything moved into storage in about 2 weeks. Once that happens, then I'm gonna start. I'll grab the camera, we'll grab the laptop, and we'll go on the road and start checking out some different areas. And I'll keep filming and stuff, and film my adventures and meet up with some different YouTubers and go to different events and stuff like that. I'll probably just be doing it in the Eco Diesel at first, and then after that, I don't know. We'll probably end up going back and taking out the Dakota or the Viper or any of those different vehicles and hitting up some events and stuff, and we'll just play it by ear. I'm literally winging this by the seat of my pants, you guys. So it's gonna be fun, but a little nerve wracking, a little excited, little nervous, little bit of everything. But I think it's gonna be a good change. But if you guys don't already know what I'm about to say, we got 28 people in here and 13 likes. That means a bunch of people are being stingy with the thumbs up. So hit the thumbs up button for me. It helps notify other people to see these videos. The more thumbs up we give the videos, YouTube will start pushing it to other people and start suggesting our channel and our videos to people so we can get more people on board. That's what we're trying to do, is get this channel bigger so we can get more projects on the go. You guys already know I'm down, so I just need you guys to do your part and make sure you like the videos. If you comment on the videos, it helps for sure too. 1 second, I'm just getting flooded with messages at the same time here. Give me 2 seconds to attend to these. Alright. Got one more thing to sign my life away. Let's see. Alright. Let's see. Let me just sign this thing. I'm telling you guys, never had to sign so many things in my life as dealing with this house stuff. So give me 2 seconds and I'll get to you guys in the comments. Let's see. What is all this? Okay. Alright, that should be it. That should be it. Let me see. Comment in the comments below if you guys want me to try to do a Zoom call. I've never tried it. I don't know if it'll work. Let's see. Let me ask Jonathan if he's down. I don't know if the audio works. Let's see if it works. So while Jonathan gets back to us on the maybe Zoom call experiment, let's see. Morton says, what do you think about the 5.9 Magnum? Do you miss it, or is the Hellcat engine more your thing? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The 5.9 is, was maybe cool in its time, but it's kind of a turd. It doesn't really make that much power. It's hard to get parts. It's expensive to get parts if you can even find them. And all said and done, it doesn't really make that much power. So I'm definitely, I have no regrets on moving forward. Here we go. Matt Stang with the dirt on demonology. Says, he seems like a cool cat, just too hype for me. He wears me out just watching him. If I met him in person, he would probably hit me with, what does that say? Brachial stun? I don't know what that means, but alright. Ricochet says, Texas and Florida are good options. Plenty of lakes in Texas, lakes and oceans in Florida. Texas is on my short list of states to move to. Yeah, I mean, the only unfortunate thing about moving to the south in that area, whether it's Texas or Florida, is like, not to sound like a wuss, but like there's just more stuff in the water. Like, that's the one nice thing, is when you're in Arizona, you can literally just lay there and there's nothing there. It's not no gators gonna sneak up on you and try to eat you or something. But Texas, there's some gators, and same thing with Florida. So that's the only thing about getting over there is, you can go on the lakes and stuff like that, but you get all these freaking gators, and they're basically dinosaurs and monsters that'll come out of the lake and try to eat you. So that's the only crappy part over there. I mean, you can go in the ocean, which would probably be obviously a lot cleaner, but just the lake life in Arizona is a really cool scene. I really do like it. I just wish it wasn't so expensive for what it is. Let's see. Matt Stang with emojis. Pooty Hayes. Been watching build since you started. I have my head set on swapping a Hellcat into my 04 Rango. In your opinion, should I just buy a new gen Hellcat or put in that work to swap? It's probably going to be easier for sure just to buy a Hellcat than it is to do all the swap. But it just really depends what your goals are. I mean, definitely easier just to buy the car that's already a Hellcat, but depends what you want to do. Man, phone's going crazy right now. Hey man, I love the Hellcoda and love the content you post. Keep on the grind. Thank you, Jay. Indica says, hell yeah, 5.9 is expensive. It is. Ain't no getting around that. Darren says, hello. My favorite YouTube channel. Hell yeah, that Viper truck with the splitter looking spicy. Yeah, so the splitter was pretty cool. I wasn't really planning on doing that, but we had a barbecue last week, and Adrian came by, and Jonathan and Chris, and we were just kind of chopping it up. Adrian's like, hey, we should make a splitter for your truck. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's like, no, let's make it. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's like, yeah, come by on Tuesday or whatever day that was. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I went by and we just made one, but it wasn't really like, I wasn't really crazy on making one or like dead set on one, but we just went by and see if we could make something work. And sure enough, it turned out really good. So I was kind of debating whether to make a splitter for the Viper car with Adrian before we take off, but the way I want to do it would be pretty intense. Like, I want to trim a lot of the stock bumper off, so it's kind of a risky move to do what I want to do with the Viper, but it's probably a good time to do it now while I have Adrian's expertise on making splitters. Let's see. I like the video drop on the splitter for the SRT Ram. Came out looking fresh. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. That was the plan, is to make a fresh looking splitter. And also, you guys better plan to give the thumbs ups, because we have 27 people in here and only 21 likes. I don't know what's up with that. Eric says, do you know why my 2016 Ram 1500 heated seats turn on and off right away? I do not know, because I am not there. It's hard to say, really. It's probably some sort of fault, I would assume. So, oh, Matt, I actually added some new emojis. I don't know if you noticed them. You were telling me to add some emojis, so I added some for this week. So the paid members get access to a bunch of different emojis, as you can see there. Some of them got like you see John post up the Mopar logo. And there's a whole slew of them. I'm sure somebody's about to smash a bunch of the emojis. Matt says it's a hand chop to the main artery and makes you pass out. I don't know. Don't piss that guy off, man. He'll hand chop you in the artery. You'll be lights out. Is there a year of Hemi I should stay away from? Some of the 03 to 05-ish, I think. I don't know when they resolved it. Somewhere around 05, 06 they started figuring it out. But those ones were, a lot of people had issues with dropping valves and stuff. So just keep that in mind. Oh yeah, so I added, like, you can see he just dropped them. I added a Viper one and a Elephant one. There's a Demon one, and I think there's a Hellcat one somewhere in there. Bunch of stuff up in there. Yeah, there's a Hellcat one. We got all kinds of logos up in there. T. Carl says, "What's up, John? Tony from Canada here. Love all your content. I've used your vids for a lot of my build. For full bolt on ram. Limited just to the interior. Nice. Yeah, those interior lights are bright as hell." Predator says, "So my dad just paid off his 2016. Now is looking to supercharge it. Any options or opinions rather on what to do first? Supporting mods before he puts supercharger on." There's not much you can do unless you actually rebuild the engine. Well, not rebuild, but put pistons in. The weakest link is going to be the cast pistons. So, but if you're just running like 6-7 pounds, you'll be fine on the stock engine. Well, I don't know. Some people have actually blown their stuff up on the stock engine on 6 or 7 pounds. So, but yeah, that's gonna be the weak link is the pistons. Mustang says, "I prefer to watch Boosted Motorsports first, then Kevin Van Voris, Foxcast, Speed Addicted, or Addicted 3. I've never heard of that guy. I'll have to check out some of the other ones you mentioned. I haven't seen some of those other guys. But appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support." Ben says, "Makes me wonder if a splitter is a good idea for the 4th gen RAM." Yeah, that's the other thing too is Adrian's been bugging me about making one for the 4th gen. Obviously, I have a 4th gen. I don't know. Comment down below what you guys think. I wouldn't put one on my EcoDiesel. I think it would be kind of stupid. It's too harsh. I don't know. I just think there's no point in putting a splitter on my EcoDiesel. Like, there's not even debate on that. But he wanted to use my truck to make a template for it so that he could actually start producing them. So he wanted me to bring my truck over to make one on my truck so that he has it. But I really don't even want one. But I don't know. The only reason I could see doing that is to get him to make me one so that when I buy a single cab one, I'll have a front splitter. But at that point, I might just buy a splitter or something. But that would be the only reason to make one on my EcoDiesel is to keep it for when we do a 4th gen Hellcat swap. But at the moment, it doesn't seem to make any sense. And I got enough stuff to move, so I really don't need another thing to move. Let's see. All emojis popping up. What's next for the Hellcoda? Just a bunch of small things. I actually did find out, here's some interesting news for the Hellcoda. I did find that Drive Shaft Shop sells or makes drive shafts with that CV joint on it, like the same as the stock Hellcat car. I haven't reached out to them just yet because I've been swamped with everything else, but I saw that they actually made one for a Hellcat that has the CVs on it. So I'm leaning towards getting them to make me a drive shaft that has that CV on it and has the U-joint at the back and eliminating the that Sonax piece that's like sitting way back off the transmission. So if I eliminate that, then I think we might be onto something. So I was thinking about doing, maybe trying one of those out and see if that gets rid of the vibration, because I'm kind of leaning towards that being the culprit, is having that big adapter sitting way off the back of the transmission. So I think once we get settled in, like right now I can at least use the Dakota, maybe it's not the way that everybody wants to see it. Like I know everybody wants to see it go down the track and stuff, but right now I can go have some fun with it. I can bring it to shows and events and drive around without any worries. So we can at least do that with it. But as far as like racing it and bringing it to the track, I still need to finally fix the vibration. And along with that, the truck will need to be caged. So those two things need to be done. So there's two pretty major things, and it's going to require me to have a working shop again. So once we get settled into the new place, then we can tackle those two things, the cage and having that other stuff. And I probably have to bring it somewhere to get a cage made, because I don't I don't have the equipment to be bending pipes and tubes and building cages, so I'll probably have to bring it somewhere to get that done, unless I really start practicing my welding skills and then build my own, but that's where we're at so far. Let's see. Indica says, do you like your video intro music? Sounds like elevator music. I don't know. A lot of guys actually really like it, but I don't know. Music is a hard thing, right? Like, if I put music on any videos, it's like, music is such a, it's such a personal thing, right? Like, some people like rock music, some people like rap music, some people like, you know, 50s music, some people like classic rock, some people hate classic rock. It's like, you're never going to please everybody, so... but a lot of guys actually, you're probably one of the first people that actually doesn't like the intro music, because there's a ton of people that keep asking me to bring that intro back. I kind of like stopped using it for a bit, and then a bunch of people actually comment like, hey, I'm glad you finally brought that intro back. So, like I said, it's pretty hard to please everybody on the different songs. Morton says, I envy you guys living in the US. If the 5.9 is expensive for you in the States, imagine having to order parts and have them sent to Greenland. Like we're in the same continent, but shipping is... Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's expensive even here just compared to other engines. But yeah, like you said, shipping it to another country is even worse. Indica says, add the old school demon. I'm not really a fan of that, to be honest. Not really a fan of that one. Let's see. Kendall says, I live in Texas, North Houston, and I've been to many lakes in the state of Texas, and I've yet to hear of an alligator come out and try to get me. I know. I don't know. I don't know what the hell the show is. There's a show that's like, I want to say it's on Discovery or something like that, and it's like Texas game wardens or something like that, and they like teach them how to wrestle alligators in Texas. And, like, I don't know why. I guess there must be gators in Texas, and they're running around, and they're, like, choke slamming alligators in Texas. So, like you said, probably not as prevalent as Florida, but I have seen them in Texas. Enough to where I've noticed it, at least on TV. Matt Stang's arguing with T. Carroll. Nathaniel, you should be on Horsepower TV. I'd be down. You never know what this thing might turn into, right? So we'll just keep doing our thing, and we'll see where she goes. But till then, just, you know, as long as you guys support me on this. Like I said, this is my full-time job. I feel like I've said that a bunch of times, but some of you guys are surprised when I say it. So this is my only source of income right now is YouTube. So if you guys can support me in that, like I said, if you guys like the videos, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the videos, you know, drop a comment, tell me why or what you guys want to see more of. But we'll just keep plugging along. We'll do more builds. We got a bunch of builds in queue. Like you guys already know, we got the Hellcat swap, we got the 5.7 swap, we've got Viper swap. So we got a lot of stuff on the go here. We just need a bit more of a fan base. So share the videos too with anybody you guys think would enjoy this content. Like, if you guys figure, like, if everybody that's subscribed right now shared this channel with one person and that person subscribed, like, we would double what we have now, essentially. So every little bit counts, you guys. You'd be surprised. I know you guys might think that, like, you know, you're just one person watching this channel, but if you share this channel with one other person and, you know, that one person subscribes and, like, almost everybody were to do it, I know it's couldn't actually get every subscriber to do that, but if we got a majority of them, we would almost double our subscriber base, like, overnight. So you guys play a big part in how this channel succeeds as well. So every little bit counts. You guys in the SQ thing. Ben says, for a bit of education, what is the point of the splitter or the purpose, if I may? So it's kind of, I mean, it's not pointless, but for what we're doing, it's not really, we're not going to use it. But it's more of a cosmetic thing, but that one actually is functional. What it does is it's more for racing to put pressure on the front or the nose of the vehicle. So it's more like for a road course situation where if you're going around the corner, it's aerodynamically putting pressure on the front wheels. so that you're getting more grip in the front end of the vehicle. So it does actually serve a purpose, and it's having that splitter on there is actually pushing down on the front end. But like I said, it's not like we're going road course racing with the truck. It's just more the look. But the fact that it is functional and not just, you know, some flapping piece of plastic on the front of the truck is cool. So Nathaniel says, really, you inspired me to do my own Hellcoda. Nice. I bought an 01 for $300, 70,000 original miles. I got lucky. Damn, that's a good buy. $300 for 70,000 miles. Right on. Derek says, 4th-gen single cab Hellcat Ram. Yep. I have a 14 RT. I'd be hooked to that content, or even just a heavy build like Frostbite, but do a turbo or twins. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna do both, and we can have a debate once I actually get the truck. If you guys want to see me do a build on the 5.7 before we actually, you know, rip that thing out and do the Hellcat swap, or we just cut to the chase and just, you know, start going fast with the Hellcat swap in there. So we kind of do either one. It really depends. I preferably, since I'm gonna take out the 5.7 that's gonna be in the single cab, I kind of want to get a truck that's, you know, got a blown motor or something, so that we're not paying for a motor just to take it out. But if you guys ever see anything like that, if you guys see a 4th-gen single cab that has, you know, a hurt motor or something like that in it, or a rolling chassis, definitely DM me or email me, or however you want to get a hold of me, because I would be interested in picking it up, as long as it's a clean body. Daniel says, do I need the Challenger drivetrain if I build my first Hellcoda? I mean, Challenger or Charger, really. You're going to need a lot of stuff, but you're going to need pretty much everything out of the Challenger or Charger and all the modules and stuff, but we cover that in all of our video series. Matt Stang says, we need more burnouts in the Hellcoda. Love the TikTok video, the Hellcoda doing the, what does it say? Oh, 40 rolls. I know, right? Yeah, I'll get more content for you guys for sure. I don't have the Hellcoda with me right now, so it's hard to do content on that. But I think it's kind of a nice little refresher, kind of switching things up. We've been for a whole year straight, we've been Hellcoda, so kind of nice. And even for me, it's nice to take a little break from it. John says, contact KSR in Gainesville, Florida. He has a YouTube channel. What kind of stuff does KSR do? I'll check him out. Kendall says, you should try watching Racing Ramfam. He's got, yeah, I've seen Racing Ramfam stuff. He's definitely got a lot of faith in the Magnum stuff, but it's just, I've already been there, done that for the Magnum stuff. It takes a lot to make any sort of decent power with those things, but. Oh, John says, contact KSR for a roll cage. I'll have to write that down, actually. Because if I don't write it down, I'll forget. So let's see. Let me just write this down. Gainesville, Florida. All right. Wrote it down. Any giveaways coming? Not at the moment. If you guys already know, I'm really focused on my move right now, but usually there's different companies that reach out to me and they want to, they want me to try out their product and stuff like that. And when I do, I try to make them send me some extras so I can give them away and stuff. But if you guys are down, I could probably do some giveaways. But I don't know. It's just crazy right now to try to. Let me get settled in before we do some giveaways. Deal with this move. Because even if I do a giveaway, then I got to try to contact the winner, and then I got to try to make sure that I get shipped out. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm ready to go here at the same time. But I will do some soon. Nathan says, my first ever time getting a shout out. Thank you, brother. No problem. And like I said before, I said it on all the other lives too, but I'll keep reminding you guys. We are doing, if you guys want a personalized video response, I try to answer as many things I can in a short period of time on the lives. Like when you guys ask a question, I give you a quick answer before moving on to the next question. But if you guys want like a personalized response, a video response, I am doing those $50. We can make it public or we can keep it private, and I send you the video response. So if you guys have a serious question, or if you guys, you know, want me to share your build, hey, check out my build, what do you think the next thing I should do would be, like that type of thing, DM me, send me an email for those inquiries. It's $50. I'll make you a video. If you guys want, I can tag you, put your Instagram or whatever you want so people can follow along on your build. Nobody's taken me up on the offer just yet, but doesn't mean we can't have it happen. Again, this is my only source of income, so I only have so much time to answer questions. There's a lot of people that like DM me all day long in Instagram and Facebook, like just asking me how to build their truck, how do I do this, you know, what part number. Like I really don't have time to answer everybody's questions, so this is a way to get to everybody. Like I said, if it has $50 attached to it and I do a video response, somebody else might have that question, and it's just I can only dedicate my time to so many people in one day. But yeah, that option is there if any of you guys want that. So it's really a bargain. Like I said, you're getting like reaching over 100,000 people at this point. We've got like pretty much 20,000 people on TikTok, you know, 14K on Instagram, and you know 93,000 people here on YouTube. So essentially, you're getting a shout out to over 100,000 people for $50. So it's kind of a bargain for now until I start getting a bunch of those responses, and eventually the price will go up. But I saw another YouTuber do the same thing and offer the same thing, so I'm going to start offering the same for you guys. So if you have a build, you have questions, or if you want me just to, you know, review your truck, rate your truck, and, you know, share it with our subscribers, you think our subscribers would like it, hit me up. Morton says, is it true that Ford is really unreliable? I like the look of the F-Series. No, I wouldn't say that, and I'm sure Matt would have something to say about that. Matt's a Ford guy. I don't know a Ford guy, but he's got an F-150, so. But no, I mean, every manufacturer's got their issues, right? So I wouldn't say it's just Ford. Obviously, Ford, like F-150 is like one of the #1 selling vehicles in the United States. I was gonna say the world, but I'm pretty sure it's the United States. So they're definitely doing something right. But yeah, I mean, you could sit there and nitpick at every single one of them, right? Like you could poke fun at the F-150 and say, you know, it's a tin can, it's all aluminum, it's not durable. You know, there's that. But then you could poke back at the Ram crowd and say, well, your lifters and your cam is going to get wiped out and your engine is going to blow up. So it's like every single one of them has their pros and cons. Nathaniel says, laugh out loud, I got the 01 with a blown 4-cylinder. There you go. Dark says, seems all new cars are unreliable. Either comps need a reboot or something breaks. I wouldn't say necessarily. I kind of find the newer stuff's a little more reliable, generally. Usually the tolerances are a little bit tighter and there's less like leaking gaskets and stuff like that, whereas older vehicles use like cork gaskets and they're just waiting to leak. Matt says, I've owned 22 Fox body Mustangs and F-150s, all been reliable to me, so there you go. Kendall says, all you need to carry with you is a 45 and a Bowie knife. That is it. Anything you walk across or come across, you handle it just nicely. Trust me. Either way, I don't think I would want to be wrestling a dinosaur with 4 legs running around. Those things are friggin' weird. Being crocodiles. That's what I'm referring to when I say dinosaurs with 4 legs. Matt says, I'm a huge Fox Mustang guy, but I love all the late model muscle, especially the Hellcoda. Yes, sir. That's what's up. Matt says, love the Ram Airs 98 to 02. Nice. Nasty says, gonna need more Viper content ASAP. It's Craig from Cheap Twin. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, so we have a bunch of stuff in queue. So, as you guys know, I got that 5th gen Viper engine sitting there. So we're gonna be putting that into my Viper, and the reason why I'm putting that in, it's gonna be enough work just getting that engine into my car as it is. But once we get that thing running and stuff like that, it's gonna have, you know, 650 horse or so. And then it's got forged internals, so that means that we could boost that thing and we could be making some serious nasty power in my Viper. So that's the end goal. That'll happen at some point, probably next year. I do want to do the 4th gen single cab Ram because I think that's going to be an easy one for us. And I say easy in comparison to the Dakota, the Hellcoda, because that one was a lot of custom stuff. Whereas if we do this 4th gen, Hellcat swap, it's going to be a lot of plug and play stuff. So it'll be a little bit easier than the Hellcoda was because it's the same generation of stuff. So I think I'll be able to get that one done a lot faster. But yeah, a lot of Viper stuff coming too. So like I said, I want to get that forged motor into my car. Once the forged motor gets in there, then we can get serious about making a lot of power. Dave says, how about, Craig, let me know if you want to make another one of your turbo kits and send it to me. If you want to get into the business of making turbo kits, I'll be your first guinea pig customer. We got quite a bit of reach over here. Like I said earlier, we're like pretty much at 100K over here. But we could debut your turbo kit on my car if you wanted to start producing them. But either way, we're going to do something here. Dave says, how about a 90s stealth swap from SRT4 or a V8 swap? I mean, there's also, the sky's the limit, right? But you guys already know what swaps we have in queue right now. I think I got plenty of engine swaps to get done for the next probably year or two. I've got enough engine swaps to keep us going for projects. Just one-man show here. Matt says F-150 for the win. It's definitely you guys in those 10 speeds. It's hard to beat those 10 speeds for sure. Nathan says, are you thinking about trading the 1500 for 2500? Yeah, maybe at some point. I really do still like the Eco Diesel. Like I said, I don't know. Unless I might just run it into the ground if it ever gets there. We'll see. But I do want to get 2500, I think, eventually for towing a trailer. That way it's, a little more suited to that. Get the Cummins. But I do like the fact that I can rip around in a full-size truck and it just sips on fuel. So we'll see. But yeah, once we get settled into, I'm like right now I'm kind of stuck because I don't have time to sit there and sell my truck and shop for a new truck. So I'll probably end up I will end up keeping my truck for the short term right now. Keep my truck. It's gonna have to tow the trailer and all that stuff across the country. And yeah, I'm gonna be using it for the next few months, so it's gonna be my daily. So hopefully she survives. If it grenades somewhere, then we'll deal with that across that bridge when it gets there. But hopefully it doesn't. And then once we get settled into the new place, then we can eventually get a Cummins. Nathan said, is it possible to have launch control in the Hellcoda? It is with, we got to do a bunch of, stuff with the ABS and get all that working to be able to have the launch control. But at the same time too, everybody that I know that has either a Hellcat or has a Red Eye or even a Demon, they usually don't really use any of that launch control stuff. They just go all based off their foot. So I've talked to guys that race them. They don't even use any of those nannies. So as far as racing goes, yeah, it'd be cool for it to work, but a lot of guys aren't even using it. So Cummins replaced the Eco. We shall see. It's a nice truck. Yeah, no, I mean, there's nothing against the Cummins. It's just right now the freaking prices are so expensive and the price of fuel is going through the roof. So having the Eco right now is doing me favors for sure. Matt says that's going to be Kille with the 4th gen Ram with the Hellcat motor. That's what I'm thinking. Like, just think of, like, I was kind of thinking the other day, like, the scenario, like, we're going to have the Dakota with the Hellcat swap, the Hellcoda. I would have a Ram with the Hellcat swap. I guess we'll probably be calling that Hell Ram. And then I'll also have the single cab Viper truck as well. Like if I ever brought all of them out to a show and I had like all 3 of them, that'd be a pretty cool little collection to have. Morton says SRT10 is definitely a fresh breath on your channel. Please keep the good content coming in. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I will definitely keep coming in. We're gonna, like I said, the content's gonna change, and I don't even know what kind of content I'm gonna be bringing you, but I'm gonna be on the road and stuff, so I'll be vlogging and stuff, and we'll be going to car shows and checking out different car scenes and all that kind of stuff, so it should be pretty fun. Doesn't Shane Roop make turbos for Mopar? I don't know if he sells kits or if I know he made his truck, but I don't know if he sells kits. Nathan says, I'm really looking forward to the Viper. Right on. Drake says, hi brother, what's up? Martin says the Ram V10, I mean, in reference to, yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, so you like the Ram V10 content for sure. South Bay says, thoughts on Hellcat motor versus Red Eye. Is the price worth getting a Red Eye, or just drop a few grand and mod a Hellcat motor? It depends what your goals are. So, I mean, the Hellcat, the Red Eye's got a different block. It's got a different blower, and it's, you know, it's beefed up a little bit more for sure. Red Eye is essentially a Demon motor. It's just rebadged. So kind of pissed off a lot of Demon guys when the Red Eye came out. But if you're going for big power, I would say just get the Red Eye, because it's going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be cheaper, but there's just a lot of stuff that's beefed up. Even like the drivetrain and like the drive shaft is beefed up on the Red Eye, because it's built from the factory for more power. So I think you're just doing yourself a favor by getting the Red Eye if you're trying to go as fast as possible. If you're just like the average Joe that just wants to go have fun and have a fast car, I would say just get a Red Eye and throw a pulley on it and, you know, injectors and tune. But if you're trying to like have the fastest car out there, I'd say you want to start with the Red Eye. Nathan says, where are you moving to? So we've covered it a few times, but just real quick, what's on the list is Texas or Florida. We haven't fully nailed it down yet. I'm going to go on the road for a little bit, and then I'm going to keep my eye open for potential suitable properties. And then once I find one that I'm waiting till, like, you know when you like see a car or something, or you go car shopping, you look at a bunch of cars, and like, and you kind of have that feeling, yeah, okay, yeah, that one's nice, but whatever. And then you see that one car that you really like. That's what I'm doing with the house shopping thing. Obviously there's stuff available and there's stuff on the market, and I've been shopping it, but I'm waiting for that one thing where I see it and go, oh, that's the one, because I haven't seen that yet. Otherwise I would have pulled the trigger. But that's what I'm going to do. And I also want to check out some different areas to see, like, if I, you know, can foresee myself living in some of these different areas before I actually pull the trigger as well. Matt says that'll be a killer lineup. Hellcoda, Ramcat, and Viper truck. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know why I have all these race trucks, or, you know, street trucks, whatever we're calling them. But it's kind of just the way things have gone. I want to see. It's too bad somebody doesn't have this zoom thing. I really want to try it. I don't know if I'll be able to make it work. Come to Houston. Our car scene is like no other. Is there a lot of events in Houston though? I'm curious. I don't know. I think Houston's kind of cool. If I were to do Houston though, I'd want to live probably somewhere on the north side, because some of those hurricanes that reach into Houston get pretty crazy. So I would try to live definitely way on the north side, so that you don't have to deal with all the floods and crazy stuff that Houston gets sometimes. I know it's like once in a while, but still, it's what's the old saying? When it rains, it pours, and it gets crazy over there. Make sure to vlog the whole trip. I thought the vlogs of road trips were awesome. Make sure any area you choose had a McDonald's nearby. Exactly. Imagine that. Imagine I just like move in right next to a McDonald's. Oh, you guys love that. No one knows. Says hello. What's up? Houston is gangsta with the car scene though. What do you mean by that? Craig says afternoon, bud. Just got doing my rims. Just got doing my rims with that plastic spray you recommend on your videos. Oh, nice. Nice. So you got them like plastic dipped. That's what's up. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do too, I have these Flowmaster tips here. I think they're 4-inch tips. Not that the Eco Diesel's, you know, a fast truck or anything, but that's like the only last piece of chrome I have on my Eco Diesel. Would you guys, here's two ways. So would you guys rather see me plastidip or paint the factory tips? I've done that before. Or what I was going to do is I was going to cut off my factory tips on my Eco Diesel, and I was going to weld on these 4-inch Flowmaster tips that I still have. So comment down below which one you guys would want to see. I think I know which one you guys are going to say, is do the custom 4-inch tips. I think it'll just kind of fill out the look. Like I said, I know the EcoDiesel is not like a race truck or a fast truck by any means, but I think it'll just complete the look because I have like these flat black Flowmaster tips that I was thinking of putting on the EcoDiesel since I have them here. I was gonna do that before I leave because I probably won't have access to my welder for a little while. I don't even know if I need to weld them. I might just have to sawzall the other ones off and clamp the new ones on. Texas for the win. If I could get out of Chinada, I would. Chinada? Is that what you call it? Nathaniel says, what is the best gear ratio you can suggest for the Coda? You'd love Houston. My brother lives there. I mean, the gear ratio really depends what kind of power you're pushing. I mean, if you're not making that much power, you want to go like 392 or higher, but as you start making more power, you want to go as low as possible. Like on my truck right now, I'm running a 321. I wish I could run like a 307, but they don't make it. But I mean, we're making like 750 horse, so it just depends what you got pushing the thing. Texas 2K is big for Houston. I heard, yeah, but I don't think Texas 2K is racing in the same place because I think they're shutting that track down at the end of the year. I think it's the same one that Texas 2K is hosted at. But you also got Florida 2K as well, right? That was just last weekend. Not real big public shows, more underground meets. I mean, that's big over here in LA too, but I don't really hang out at those things because that's like, I don't know. A lot of those things are, I don't know, you can get in trouble real quick with some of those things. Morton says, whatever happened to Jason's Dakota? I really enjoyed the small series. So he took his truck, obviously. He's supposed to be getting it painted at some point. He hasn't done anything with it since we last saw it, or since it was last year. He's just been busy with other stuff. But yeah, he's supposed to be getting it painted, and then he's got some wheels going on it and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'll update you guys if stuff changes with that. But so far, it's still the same way you guys saw it last. So that's up to him on doing that stuff. Matt says Houston has a huge car scene and a lot of racing with like 3 different tracks within 30-mile radius from what I remember. Yeah, I just don't know why I don't know, maybe somebody in the comments knows why they're closing that big track that they have. Other than track events. Yeah, there's some cool track events down there too. I know they have some racetracks. So that's the one, like, I don't know. One of my, I don't want to call it requirement, but I don't really mind the heat. So I know some people can't stand the heat. I would rather be sweating than freezing my butt off. So as you guys know, like I grew up north in the cold, so I'm just over it. So I would way rather be in like Houston, Texas, sweating my butt off than I would being way up north in the cold. So I just don't even want to deal with the cold anymore. So that's the one thing about like Dallas areas. I know it gets a little bit like frosty in the winters and stuff. And I don't even want to deal with that at all. So that's kind of why I'm thinking Florida, because I know Florida just stays a little more tropical and warm all year round, whereas Texas in the winter does get a little bit cooler. So we'll see. But the reason why I'm kind of bouncing between the 2 states though is because I can find like a suitable property in Texas, like with a shop. There's a lot more houses with shops. But Texas law for cars is a little bit more of a pain in the butt too. You got to go get registration, stickers, and smog on everything, every single. I don't know about the smog part, but I know the registration stuff. You got to get an inspection every single year on every car, and when we have like 4 cars, and we're planning to get more, it just sounds like a pain in the butt. Like you don't even have to do that here in California. So every couple years you got to go for a smog, but you don't have to go and get an inspection every single year. So in California, once your car's on the road, your car's on the road. And unless it changes ownership, then you don't really have to do much of anything. But once it's on the road, it's on the road. You know, if it's a new car, you don't need smog. But once it gets, I think maybe like after 5 years, then you have to get smog every 2 years. But Texas, you have to go for an inspection on every single car every single year. That sounds like an absolute headache to me. So that's one definitely con of living in Texas compared to Florida. Florida, I think it's like $75 a year. Let's see. Nathaniel says, dude, I'm in the desert. I'm trying to get out of Cali too. Let us know. I'll know. Yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys posted where I end up for sure. I just haven't decided myself yet. Matt says, you're right, so sad. They sold the track to a condominium developer. I'm hoping they still have it at one of the other tracks. Yeah. Darren says, have you weighed the Hellcoda since you did the build? I'm curious what it weighs now. I have not, but that's definitely a video we can make. That's a video I can make while I'm on the road, right? Like while I still have everything stored, we could take the Hellcoda out and go to a scale and weigh it and stuff like that. Other thing I was thinking of doing too, so initially this is kind of like phase 1. So 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna be moved out and I'll be on the road. Once I do that, I'm gonna drive around in the Eco Diesel, check out some different areas. Probably do a little bit of vacationing, but I'll still be vlogging and taking you guys along with me, showing you guys what I'm doing, where I'm at. And then we'll end up, going back to the storage unit and stuff like that. And we'll probably end up going to some events. We'll take the Hellcoda out, go to some local car shows, go hang out with the boys in Texas and all their race trucks and stuff like that. Do some of that. But I was kind of thinking like taking the Hellcoda and like going like to visit different people with it. So, I mean, I can kind of drive whatever I want, right? So I could take the Hellcoda and we could tour around in that. I don't know how far we'd want to go, but we could technically tour around in it. Same thing with the Viper. We could take the Viper and take the Viper from Texas where I'm going to store everything and drive it over to Florida and go on the road and hit random car shows and kind of get people's reactions. So a lot of cool stuff and exciting stuff that's coming. Cliffhanger says 2 comments nuked. I don't know what you mean. Matt says, not me. I love fall and winter. I'm so excited for the cool weather coming up. Yeah, I do not care for it. Like I said, almost 30 years of freezing my butt off. I had my fair share of winter, like real winter, like ice and snow and minus 30 degrees. Like I'm done with that crap. Have you ever thought about a Hellcat swap in a Duster? That would be awesome. I have not, but I mean anything's possible, but definitely not on my list of priorities. Dark Noble says just a simple inspection in Texas, about $70 to $80 for plates each year. See, that's the thing though. Like you say it's simple, but if you have 1 or 2 cars, fine, it is what it is. Multiply that by like 5 to 10 cars, which is ultimately why I want, where I want to end up with this channel is have like a bunch of different projects and vehicles. It is an absolute pain in the ass. I don't want to spend my time taking 5 to 10 vehicles a year for inspection. It is just absolute BS. So yeah, if you have 1 or 2 cars, it's probably not the end of the world, but when you have like 5 to 10 cars, like I've already got, what do we have right now? Like 4 cars. I had 5 and I sold 1. Like that is a pain in the ass. So it doesn't matter what way you sugarcoat it, it's still going to be a pain in the ass. Beto, what's up, man? I hope you're having a good day. Thanks, man. You too. Appreciate that. I needed that. Henry, how's it going, John? Hopefully the moving job is going smoothly. Yeah, so I'm just packing some stuff and getting ready. I'm probably going to do a run here in the next few days by the end of the weekend. So I'll probably get some stuff moved. Everything's going pretty good with that. I've just been getting rid of a lot of stuff. If you guys are local, one thing you guys can help me out with, I've said it like a million times, but I guess nobody's trying to do it, is if you want to get the Charger dash for your project or whatever you want to try to do, I have a complete Dodge Charger dash, the complete frame, wiring harness, glove box, and center console. I need to get rid of this stuff. So if you're local, hit me up. If you're in Texas maybe, or along the way from California to Texas, hit me up. Or if you can meet me somewhere along that path, and you're interested in the dash with the center console for your Dakota or whatever you might want to put it in, hit me up. We'll work out a price because I need that stuff gone. I don't want to be like lugging it all over the country with me. I've done pretty good with getting rid of most of my other stuff that I've been trying to get rid of, but that is still here. So hit me up. Let's get rid of that thing. Get it going on your project. See what else. Can you, Nathaniel says, can you put a Viper suspension swap in a Coda? No, they're totally different. I looked when I had everything apart. It's completely different stuff. Completely different stuff. Matt Stang, same here in West Tennessee. It's not bad, but it only has the wife's car, my F-150, and the Mustang Fox body. A lot of cars would be a pain in the ass. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to be a crybaby about it, but it's just like, when we're doing what we're doing, like, it just sounds so much easier. If you're in Florida, you just pay like 70 or 80 bucks. I think it's like 75 bucks a year, and your car's on the road. Like, that's it. So for that, it would be a lot easier. Plus, you don't have to deal with smog like anywhere in the whole state. It's just, go do your thing. Whereas Texas has smog, and Texas also has the annual inspections. So I'm not saying I wouldn't live there, but it's just, when you're listing out pros and cons, that's definitely a con on that aspect. Let's see what else we got. Nathaniel says, how much for the dash and harness? I'm not asking that much, honestly. So for the dash, it comes with dash frame, dash harness, the pad, the glove box, and the center console. Like, you guys heard it here first. $500, and you guys can take it. So it's way more money. If you had to go buy that stuff, you're talking like at least a few grand. Like $500. It comes with the center console, with the leather wraps, armrests. The whole thing comes with the cup holders and all that stuff. Just come and get it, or meet me somewhere. I need to get rid of that stuff. Like I said, preferably if you're local, I would like to get rid of it. But if not, the other thing I have too, I mentioned in the last video, I still have the Viper rims. They're the 6-bolt Viper rims. If you want to know what the spec they are, just search up the spec for 2003 Dodge Viper, the car wheels. So they're all 4 wheels. I have those. Need to get rid of them. Hit me up for those. Just something else that I do not want to have to move. Mike says, loving the content, man. I've been watching since the white 14 Ram Sport. That one was silver, but I know what you're saying. Sadly, sold my 2012 Ram Sport. Went with the 18 Durango. Keep with the good content, though. Definitely keeps me entertained. Right on, man. Appreciate it. Been here. Mike's an OG on the channel. But yeah, we got a lot of crazy stuff on the go, so I'm excited for what we got going on in the future here. Ray says, would you trade it for McNuggets and breakfast sandwiches? Just get me a 10-piece, and you guys can have the dash for the Charger. Let's go. Nathaniel, let me just skip here because Nathaniel says, Nathaniel, where are you located though? That's the biggest thing. How would you get it if you were to get the dash? But yeah, let's get some 10-piece chicken nuggets. Or Ray says, would you trade it for a couple McNuggets and a breakfast sandwich? Oh, he just posted the same comment twice. Yep. Either way, man, bring the nuggets to the breakfast sandwiches. Let's get this go. No, it's not cash talks BS walks. It's McNuggets talk cash walks. Oh, Apple Valley. All right, Nathaniel's close. I'll just put my email here and just hit me up. Nathaniel, come get this thing tomorrow. I need this thing gone. Come get it. So there it is. There it is. So Nathaniel, you got my email. Hit me up. Come get this thing tomorrow. I need it out of here. Morton says, how's the fitness and work treating you? Is it a challenge to try and eat? Not really, honestly. Like, you'll hear a lot of people say it too. Like, as long as you don't put, you don't go to the grocery store and put, crappy food in your shopping cart, you're not going to have any crappy food in your fridge to eat, right? So it's kind of the way it goes. So I don't generally have a lot of junk food. The worst food you guys will ever see me eat is when I'm out on the road. And the reason, I've said the reasons before, it's and probably the reason why I have a low tolerance to eating, crappy food on the road. But I end up, when I'm out in the middle of nowhere, when I'm driving through, the flatlands of Texas, or I'm driving, through New Mexico and stuff, I usually, hit McDonald's because I figure the turnover rate of food at McDonald's when you're out in the middle of nowhere is a lot higher than say like Burger King or a Wendy's. So I've just, from traveling so much, I've found that my my risk factor of getting sick out in the middle of nowhere at one of these random stops is a lot lower if I just get McDonald's versus if I get like Burger King or something where not as many people are going. So yeah, it's not healthy, but I eat super healthy when I'm home and, you know, all that stuff and working. But yeah, when we're out on the road, that's the worst stuff you guys will ever see me eat. Nathaniel says, sounds like Florida might be the move. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Let me hook. Okay, so Nathaniel's got my email. Cars says, would you say that the, I'm going to say, he says, would you say that the Hellcat swap is a hard swap, or was it pretty much plug and play for the engine and trans? If you've watched the series, you can definitely say that it was not an easy swap. But yeah, that is not a swap for the faint of heart. I mean, yeah, you could put the engine and transmission in there, but getting everything to work and hook up like we did, it's a lot of work. So, everybody that's watched the video series definitely knows what's up. But yeah, if you haven't seen that video series, I know there's probably a lot of people that are new to the channel. Check out that whole Hellcoda series. It's like 60-something episodes so far. I haven't decided, like, there's not really a grand finale to it just yet, because there's so many little things I still want to do to it. But I'll have to decide at some point if we're just gonna, you know, wrap up that series and whatever other little things we end up doing continues. But yeah, check out the Hellcoda playlist if you guys are newer to the channel, and we show exactly how we built that truck. Like, we showed it almost too well, in my opinion, because I have a feeling somebody might be crazy enough to actually follow those videos and literally make the exact same truck that we built. But you never know. Like, I literally posted everything on there, so somebody could technically watch those videos and produce another Hellcoda. Thanos says, bro, I'll bring 2 McDoubles of the 10-piece. Let's go! But yeah, like, all BS aside, come get this freaking dash tomorrow. You'd be doing me a huge solid if you come out tomorrow and grab this dash. I'll see if there's anything else that I can find that I'm getting rid of. Yeah, definitely come and grab it tomorrow if you can. Just send me that email, and we'll get in contact. My phone is blowing up. Phone is blowing up. Let's see. Car says, the first vid of yours I watched was when you blew up the trans on the first pass. Yeah, check out the Hellcoda playlist. There's like 60 episodes on how we built that thing. Let's see. Gotta do the make heart attack. That constitutes a McChicken sandwich in between. I think I've seen people make that. I gotta try one of those. Let's try it on the next road trip. We're down. We'll be eating gourmet McDonald's after this. Once we get out of California. We'll be able to afford that gourmet McDonald's. Mike says the Hellcoda was by far the most in-depth series. It definitely didn't look easy. I'm sure there was a bunch of smaller stuff you had to do that wasn't all in film. Yeah, I mean, there was some stuff too that, like, you know, I worked with some companies too to get some stuff done. Like the fuel system is stuff that I had to like do some I don't want to say R&D, but I had to do some like custom stuff with the fuel system on the Dakota to get it to do what we wanted to do, which is still, you know, we're still testing that system out and kind of under development too. So not everything, like I showed you guys the majority of the stuff, but there's some stuff that's like nobody's done it before, and you know, there's just certain things, like there's a lot of stuff with Alpha OBD that we did with the truck to make it happy so that it actually would work and not freak out. So there's a lot of different stuff we had to turn off. You guys know that the original Hellcat car had like, it had the active dampening suspension. We had to turn that stuff off. There was a whole bunch of modules and things that we had to turn off. So my buddy Roman helped me with that. So just a lot of stuff we ended up having to do behind the scenes as well to get that thing to work. It wasn't just as simple as plugging and playing and turning it on, but at the same time too, it's part of the reason why you haven't really seen anybody do that stuff either. Like anybody could just buy, you know, V6 Hellcat and then go buy a smashed Hellcat and take all the parts out of it and just plug and play it into a Charger chassis, right? So somebody could do that, and you've seen other, you know, YouTubers, I won't name any names, do that, where they'll take like a V6 car and they'll take a Hellcat, and they'll just take all the guts from it and put it in and plug everything in, and boom, you have a Hellcat, right? But for us, we didn't run a lot of the modules, and it's all custom, so I had to turn off a lot of modules, which was all, nobody's done that stuff. Nobody could tell me how to do it, so that's stuff that, you know, some stuff I kept under my hat as far as how I made it all work, but for the most part, I shared pretty much everything, but there's certain stuff where it's like, it would be hard to figure out how to do that if you were to try to replicate it. Let's see. In between two McDoubles. Heck yeah, let's go. Let's go. We should make a shirt that has McDonald's with the Dodge logo. What do you guys think? Should we make a shirt that says McDodges? There you go, McDodges. Ah, I think I just came up with it, you guys. McDodges with the logo. I'm making myself laugh here. How many people would buy a McDodges shirt if we made it? McDodges. Spelled like that. Would you guys buy a shirt if it said McDodges? Maybe I need to get some dinner. I'm starting to talk crazy talk. Daniel says, what power steering pump did you use on the Hellcoda? I ended up using the Hellcat one. So let's go to the Hellcat power steering pump. Darren says, do you have any videos of back when you were doing snowcross and all that? If so, have you ever thought of putting them on your channel to see? I probably do if I go digging for some of them. Yeah, I'll see if I can dig some of that stuff out. Maybe I'll do something like that. Maybe like for a year-end video or something, I'll kind of give you guys a little glimpse into my past life. I have like a lot of, I don't know if I could show you that without knocking everything over. Probably not. I have like a whole poster of a bunch of my racing stuff here. So I used to be hardcore into that. So if you guys don't know, like I went to, well, maybe I'll just say, I don't know if you guys know that, but I used to competed in Winter X Games 2008. So I used to be huge into racing and stuff like that. That's why I want to get back to racing, but racing with, you know, cars and trucks and stuff. But I want to make something that's, you know, relatively fast so we don't get our butt handed to us. That was originally the plan with the Dakota, was to make like a full-on drag truck, but then we started making it kind of too pretty and too nice to turn into a full caged race car or race truck. So we may have to find another vehicle to do that, or we just kind of make these like, it's hard to say, like when you make like a full-on race car, most of the times it just turns into just that, and you end up, you know, being a weekend warrior. But the way we kind of navigated those waters, where we built something that's like street race, and kind of like, you know, tiptoeing between that fine line, it kind of like, you know what I mean, we can go to an event and, you know, show the car or truck as a show car, but then we can go and have fun with it. But it's like, you kind of have to pick one or the other at some point. So we'll see where we end up with all this stuff. But Nathaniel says, I just emailed you. All right. Mike says, boosted McDoubles. Let's go. That's genius. McDodge for life. David says, yeah. All right. I'm going to make them this weekend. If you guys are down, I'll make it this weekend. I'll add a new shirt to the Teespring. So we'll do the McDodges. Boosted McDodges. Morton says, I like the trailer build. For someone who lives in a place with pretty much no roads to drive, your trips are really soothing to watch. Also, McDodge for life. That's too funny. Let me see. McDodge. I'm trying to think of other stuff we could do with that. I'm just going to put McDodges. Yeah, I'll come up with more stuff, but let's do some McDodge shirts. McDodge's shirts. Serving up Hellcats. Bubble guts for life. Actually, I'm like I said, that's the whole reason why I end up eating McDonald's, is so it doesn't mess me up on the road. Nathaniel says, boosted McDoubles with a 10-piece and a soda. Let's go! I'm down. I'm down. What do you think about Supercharger on a 2016 1500? I say go for it. It's pretty much what I had before. We ran pretty much 12 seconds, a quarter mile, and that was back then. Now I'm sure you could definitely hit 12. Or actually, no, we were 12.1. We were low 12s. We were almost in the 11s with that truck. That still holds a pretty fast time to this day. Hellcoda eating a McDouble? We could do that too. What do you think about Supercharger? Answered that one. McDodges. That would be so funny. As long as I don't get any copyright issues, I'll try to make one. Have like Ronald McDonald like serving up like a little Hellcoda or something. That'd be too funny. Or a little Hellcat. Ronald McDonald with his hand like this with a little Hellcat logo or something. Serving them up. 10-piece. 10-piece Hellcoda. Oh, jeez. What time are we at? We're at 7:20. Alright, well, probably, what do you guys think? Should we wrap up today's live? I think we went for, what did we go for so far? An hour and 15 minutes, it says. What's the limit of the 5.7 in the late model with boosted, with boost versus pistons? You can go up to like 7 to 10 pounds, but you're kind of like knocking on the door. You can take some guys will take apart the engine and they'll file the rings, so they'll make the ring end gap a little bit more. Because that's the one problem I'll have is the ring end gap's too tight. You make too much power, too much heat, and the ring end gap closes and it butts up against each other, and it just pops the top of the cast piston off. So you're kind of limited to like 7 to 10 pounds, 10 being on the sketchy side. 7 you can run somewhat safely. That's what I ran. Callie with the McMunchies. Hellcoda, the toy from Happy Meals. That would be so funny. Oh, jeez. I keep hearing good things about the Whipple Supercharger. I'm not sure if it's just bots review or actually customers. You know anything about it? Yeah, I mean, Whipple or the Pro Charger, either one you can usually do good with. I would say either one. I wonder, I don't know if anybody's, you just got me thinking, like, I wonder if anybody's tried the Whipple charger and then done an interchiller on it, on the RAM. That would be a pretty wild setup. If nobody has, maybe I'll try doing it. That'd be cool. So you guys don't know what I'm talking about. So there's this thing, a lot of guys are starting to run it, or it's still not even that popular, but you can get this thing called an interchiller, and I don't really know necessarily how it works, but I know the concept of it. It takes your AC compressor and it pumps, Freon, refrigerant or whatever from your AC, pumps it through this brick and then back into your AC system. So your AC in your car or truck still works. But then what it does is it takes the cooling lines from your supercharger and runs it through the AC and then back into your supercharger. And essentially what it does is you end up with like ice cold water running through your supercharger, and it brings your intake air temperatures way, way down, like way lower than you ever could with anything else. And so guys that have like Hellcats are running it, anything that's like factory supercharged for the most part. A lot of them, like you could run it on a Corvette. A lot of Whipple guys could run it. So I'm just curious if anybody's done one on a Ram. I don't think anybody has that I know of. I was considering maybe reaching out to those guys and putting one on the Dakota, but for now we're just trying to get by with what we got. But that would be kind of cool to do something like that. I don't know if anybody's done it though. They're expensive though, like $3,000. I think actually the Demon comes factory with one of those. That was one of the features on the Demon, is it comes with a factory chiller. Let's see. Mike says, I know you're contemplating getting rid of the EcoDiesel depending on warranty. If you do get rid of it, definitely should get a bare bones 2010 to 2014 2500 comes. I do want it to be nice though. That's one thing, is I've kind of gotten spoiled with having like a nice interior with all the Fortunes I've had, so I want to get something that's comfortable, especially when you're like almost living in the thing, driving across the country all the time. McRae sandwich, McRam. Yellow Mopar logo. That'd be so funny. We're gonna make one. Watch. We're gonna make one. If you guys want to, comment down below. If just so I know without having to read too much. Just put I'm loving it. So if you guys would buy one of those McDodge's shirt, put I'm loving it. And just leave that as a comment, just so I can count how many. Darren says 10:20 p.m. here and just started pouring rain. Supposed to rain all weekend. Good if you're a duck, I suppose. Yeah, I don't miss that. Don't miss the rain. Well, actually, I kind of do. It never rains here, so it'd be nice to get rain once in a while. Matt says, okay, that makes sense with the piston ring gap. Nathaniel says, when I pick up, better make a video of the McDonald's delivery. I'm down. If you bring McDonald's, I'm filming that. Matt says, yeah, Killer Chiller. Yes, sir. They have that for the Mustangs. Right on. Let's see. Morton says, please, let's work on the McDodge logo. Let's make the best logo we can ever come up with. I'm down. If you guys will buy one, I'll make it. Nathaniel says, that would be interesting video, seeing the Hellcoda with AC. Yeah, that's the other thing I have to work on too. I can't remember who was asking me, but somebody was asking me about what else to do with the Dakota. I want to get my AC working. Everything is there to get it work. I just have to finish the lines because the lines are going to have to be custom. But I will be working on that too. Let's see, 2500 Nightshade looks nice. They do. I like those blackout editions. They're cool looking trucks. Nathaniel says there's a place I know where you can get 2500 for 50 grand, low miles, backup camera, sweet interior. You have to let me know tomorrow when you come get the dash. So make sure you come tomorrow for the dash. I'll be here all day, so whatever. Come kick it for a little bit if you want. I gotta get a bunch of stuff done, but I'll be down to hang out for half an hour or something if you come by. Oh, night edition, yeah. Nathaniel says, not kidding about rain here in Cali. Yeah, it like never rains. I never thought I would miss the rain, but like it's kind of nice once in a while. I'm not saying like every day. It sucks when it gets in the way of your plans for sure, but it's nice to have a little bit of rain once in a while. Especially when it's like dry as a fart over here. You just see my, yeah, it's just crazy. It would be cool to see you upgrade a bare bones 2500 and the bells and whistles, maybe add Tesla radio too. Yeah, I could. Maybe, yeah, you might be right. I mean, some guys want to see that. That'd be kind of cool to like get a tradesman for as cheap as possible and then go to a salvage yard and just buy like a complete interior for like $2 grand with the carpet and everything and just put it all into the tradesman. That would be actually a cool project. If we could get a tradesman for dirt cheap and then go to a salvage yard and just buy a complete interior for like a couple grand or something, if we could work out a price and just do the whole swap, show you guys step by step how to turn tradesman into a Laramie. That would be cool. That would be cool. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut it off here. I'm gonna get myself some dinner. I'm gonna try and get a little workout in tonight too, and then I got a lot of stuff to get done tomorrow. So hit me up, Nathaniel. You said you sent me an email, so I'll reach out to you once we wrap up here. We'll line it up for tomorrow. Let's see. Darren says McDonald's sponsor coming up. Big McRam. The Hellcat. Let's go. We had a bunch of rain in West Tennessee because of the cool front coming from the west. High of 66 tomorrow, low of 50. Jeez, that's no fun. But all right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Nathaniel, I will talk to you. Make sure you're ready to come tomorrow. And I'm gonna go ahead and get some food because I'm starving. It's 7:30 here, and I'm hungry. So we'll talk to you guys later. Maybe I'll do another live tomorrow. So see you guys. Have a good weekend. Probably do another live tomorrow. So let's go.